Hi, recently a family member brought me his laptop. It was randomly shutting down or restarting. A quick troubleshoot ruled out software problems and, as it was a Toshiba with more than 5 years old, I suspected the NEC token CPU decoupling capacitor. These capacitors are prone to this kind of failure in this generation of Toshibas. This is the datasheet for these capacitors. As you can see, these are described as being tantalum conductive polymer capacitors, and one of the failure modes of this kind of capacitor is a gradual increase in the equivalent series resistance, which means they will get gradually worse at decoupling the CPU supply. Looking at the part number, our capacitor is rated at 2.5 volts. We need to respect this value. Looking at the capacitance value, ours is a 900 microfarad, with a very low ESR of 1 milliohm. Note also that this is the initial specification, that means this value only applies to brand new capacitors. And why are these capacitors used? If you look at the top image, we can see a typical CPU decoupling circuit. You need several kinds of capacitors. Large capacitors to smooth out low frequency ripple, and higher speed capacitors like ceramic ones to smooth out higher frequency components. The objective of this Protolizer series of capacitors is to replace all these capacitors with a single one. If you look at the lower image, you can see the circuit with the NEC token capacitor is a lot simpler and with a lot less components, which makes the manufacturing process easier and faster. NEC token did this with a single component by using high-tech materials and by tweaking the internal geometry of the capacitor. However, and because this is a tantalum polymer capacitor, there will be some degradation as it ages, and some parts age faster than others. The first step is to remove the motherboard. I am doing this to help out a family member. This is not a professional repair, as you will see when I remove the old part. Now we need to remove the heatsinks and shields so that we can reach the decoupling capacitor. Now I want to show you a small trick. If you have a reasonably fast multimeter, you can actually measure part of the low frequency ripple in the CPU supply. This by itself is not a foolproof diagnostic, but it can guide you in the right way. I don't have the power button available, so I'll use my tweezers to turn it on. As we can see, the low frequency ripple is sitting at around 20 mV. It might not seem like much, but remember the CPU works at close to 1 volt, and we will measure it again after we replace the capacitor. I will now remove the cooling system, the graphics card and the CPU. This way it's less likely to damage one of these components and there is less heat dissipated. It's time to remove the old capacitor. I don't really have many tools available here, so I'll improvise and just tear it off. The capacitor is fragile and the PCB is strong, so if I'm careful it will be fine. I'll just give it a quick clean with the solder wick. My soldering iron is not very powerful and has a low thermal mass, so I'll be using hot air to preheat the PCB and speed up the process. This is the datasheet for the capacitors I will be using to replace the original one. If I search for my part number, you can see they are rated for 2.5 volts, 105 degrees C, they have 330 microfarad, and they have an ESR of 7 milliohms. It's slightly higher than the original capacitor, but it should be fine. Now I will solder the new components. As you can see, I have labeled the PCB with a plus symbol. This will help me avoid mistakes while soldering new capacitors. Tantalum capacitors have a polarity. Again, I am using hot air to preheat the PCB. This way, it will be easier to solder the new components. Now I'll replace the CPU, the graphics card and the cooling system. I'm not going to replace the thermal paste yet, because this is just a test to see if it works. Now I will see if there is a difference with the new capacitors. I'll turn it on with the tweezers, and the AC component is significantly lower. It should be working fine now.